Welcome to the Bill Mason Show. We're here today. We have to talk about a lot of different subjects. We have the New Hampshire primary today.
Woohoo.
Yes, I think they might be able to count today. What do you think?
I don't think there's any pressure on them. It's not like the bang up job in Iowa is going to make them look bad if they don't tally it up right away.
Yeah, we still don't know the results of Iowa, do we? It's still
Not
in the dark,
really.
right?
Not really. But I saw on Twitter that there are counties in New Hampshire who still use a wooden box and paper. So I think they should be able to count this by hand.
I hope so. But anyway, so we got the New Hampshire primary tonight. We get the results. It's 10 till 8. That's when the results came out. We have some early results now. We're going to talk about, of course, the virus. Virus is spreading throughout the world.
Still
We do
spreading.
have some good news, though, so that's a good thing. We're going to talk about Syria and Turkey and some other things. So the big news, again, is New Hampshire. Who do you think's going to win tonight, Bill?
I would imagine it'd be all Bernie. That's right next door to his. He's got the home field advantage, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, we have some early results right now. I mean, Bernie is winning. Take a look at the results now. Bernie 26%. Holding up.
Wow.
You got Mayor Pete with 24.
I can't believe he's hanging in there
Yeah,
at 24. I mean, this is weird.
it is kind of weird. You got Amy with 18, Warren with 11. Biden, man, he's trailing, man. He is.
Oh yeah,
I heard he already left the state already. He already gone.
he's already cashing in on South Carolina. He's trying to get a head start.
He needs a head start because
Yeah, he does.
he is crashing and burning.
Yep.
So there you have it. So it's everybody can win it. Pete can win it. Looks like, but Bernie had a lot of people at his rally tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure he could pack him in. He's a local boy up there.
Yeah. So anyway, so he's. I'm gonna show this video of his crowd. It's a pretty big crowd.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Let's take a look. Look at there.
Unreal. Those people can't wait to stand in line for bread.
I know they want socialism.
They love it. They can't wait to have it.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
But anyway, so I mean, of course, it's half the crowd or maybe a quarter of the crowd of Trump's,
Right.
but nowhere near Trump's crowd. So, but
It's still big for a Democrat candidate. I think that's the biggest one I've seen. Like I've seen some of Warren's, and they're like really like disappointing.
right. Well, I hadn't seen that big of a crowd at a Democratic rally since Obama.
Yeah. So
That's been a
Bernie's
while.
got some steam up there, but honestly, when Bernie gets to places down south, you'll see a flip. South Carolina is not going to turn out like that for him. At least that's my prediction.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll see. Now there is a Bernie fan that was talking about Bernie and why she's voting for Bernie. So let's take a look and see why she's voting. Okay.
I want to hear it.
Massachusetts. I respect Elizabeth Warren. I voted for Elizabeth Warren, but I'm actually supporting Bernie because Bernie has a movement. He has people. He has so many people behind him. I just volunteered at UNH tonight, and I was a counter. There were over 7,000 people that showed up. Nobody gets these kind of crowds, and Bernie is as honest as the day is long. I was in Iowa. I spent a week of my life in Iowa to volunteer for Bernie, and a Republican said to me, I would not vote for Trump again. I don't like Bernie's policies, but he's as honest as the day is long, and I would vote for him over Trump. Isn't that like unbelievable?
That is very unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's honest, all right, that he has plans and no plans to pay for it, and he's perfectly okay with just tearing everything down. I mean,
He wants socialism.
yeah, and
People
the
don't like
crazy,
socialism.
it, well, you know who does? People who have no real sense of an investment in their lives. So, like a lot of college kids gravitate towards him easily but they're not out in the world trying to make their way, make mortgage payments, and really see how like the world starts to work when they're turning gears. They're like still like warm from being coddled in the college scene where, mommy and daddy are putting money, in every aspect of your life, and you get up at 11, go to 2 classes, and you think the world owes you something, and then Bernie says, hey, we do owe you something. And they love him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people are, older people like you and me, we get it. And it looks like Chris Matthews got it too.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Matthews is a big leftist, but he understands that socialism is not a good thing.
Yeah,
but
he flat out said it. He said, people, socialism never works.
Yeah. Let's listen to him and see what he says.
Okay.
The issue of this campaign, it is that word socialism. Some people like it. Younger people like it. Those of us like me who grew up in the Cold War and saw some aspects of it, if they're visiting places like Vietnam, like I have, and seeing countries like Cuba being there, I've seen what socialism is like. I don't like it. Okay? It's not only not free, it doesn't frickin' work.
It doesn't frickin' work.
It doesn't. He is right on about that.
He's dead on.
Yeah, he's the first time ever said anything good about him.
Yeah, and honestly, I think I'm starting to notice now. From time to time, I watch MSNBC and like ABC and stuff. Now, CNN is still hardcore towing that line, but I've noticed less bashing of Trump on both ABC and MSNBC. I'm almost shocked that their wording has changed. They're not smashing him at all costs at this point. I think they're trying to save face, because if he gets reelected, they're really gonna look sour, man. It's gonna be bad. CNN is getting stripped of being considered a news network.
Right. Well, they're not. They're just opinion.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, CNN, Fox's opinion too. More news, but opinion, just like CNN.
Well, CNN just settled 4 lawsuits. Well, only one of them everybody talked about, which was the kids from Virginia, and they're basically settling these libel and slander and all these other suits out of court, and they're getting caught with their pants down for not doing their due diligence and researching and putting news out. Now, can Trump sue them when he's not president anymore? Actually, he can. I mean, he's been vindicated.
He has. Thank God.
Yeah.
So that's over. I mean, he did fire a few people from our last show. The
Vindman twins.
Exactly. And looks like some prosecutors resigned today in the trial for Roger Stone. You see that?
Yeah. Well, there's talk now that they're gonna revisit his sentence, so to speak. So I don't know if that's a doable thing, but honestly, Trump maybe gets reelected and pardons him. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if he wants to get his hands dirty on Stone.
Well, I think he probably after election he'll pardon all those.
Right, because then you're a lame duck and you can do all that stuff. I mean, Holy cow! If you look into the people that Obama pardoned when he was in the lame duck status, man, it was shocking.
It was a lot of strange people he pardoned.
Yeah, terrorists, guys that like blew up, shot at cops, like all kind of crazy stuff. He just pardoned them.
All right, folks, just to let you know, this is unscripted. We just do this on air, so just so you be aware of it. Unlike most newscasts, it's all scripted and everything.
We just kind of
we get some videos up here what's newsworthy, and we go at it. So just so you be aware of it. So if we mess up, it's because we're unscripted.
And yeah, we don't edit.
No, we don't edit. So no. Sorry. But anyway, so New Hampshire tonight again. Bernie looks like he's on the road to win. Biden left the state to go to South Carolina. So I think he's toast. Looks like Bloomberg might move in his place. I don't know. Of course, Bloomberg was not on the New Hampshire primary.
I think he was a write-in.
Yeah, some people wrote him in, yeah.
Some people actually wrote him in not only on the Democrat side, but I just saw on Twitter on the Republican side too. He had people writing him in, which actually Bloomberg flips all the time. In New York, he was a Democrat, then an independent, then a Republican, then back to Democrat.
Yeah. Whatever the wind blows, he's
a flip flopper and a half.
Yeah.
And did you see how Biden reacted to that woman who asked him a question about how he bombed in Iowa? And he called her like a dog
like
face.
a dog. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he gets really, really flustered when people question him, and he like thinks he could just like bark these people down. It's just not looking good for him.
Yeah, he goes up to him and goes, "Don't vote for me then."
Yeah.
You're a dog face.
It's not looking very good for him.
No, it's not good at all. Well, so that's we can't really tell you who's going to win, but it looks like Bernie's going to win. So we have to wait till next show to find out who actually won. As far as the situation in Turkey, did you hear about that? That looks like Syria and Turkey's going at it. There's dead soldiers on both sides. Turkey lost some, and so did Syria. So they're gearing up for hopefully not war, but Turkey's fighting for the last rebel stronghold, and Syria's trying to weed them out.
Well, I heard, like I said, just on Twitter, that Syria encroached on. Erdogan had this imaginary safe zone that he wanted to expand to like 10 miles, I believe, and like Syria kept kind of pushing back on it.
Right.
So I guess he drew the quote unquote red line, and and Syria crossed it. So.
Yeah, well, Syria actually there's a city that they're trying to take back, and Turkey does not want that to happen. So here's they're gearing up for more war, I guess. Let's take a look at what kind of equipment they're bringing in Syria. This is today. Look at all those things.
Carrier / tank.
Yes. So a lot of equipment going into Syria. Hopefully that won't escalate, because Russia's on Syria's side. So I don't want it to escalate at all.
Well, apparently like 6 days ago, I think Israel actually scrambled jets too, because Syria was getting too close to somewhere. It was a quick Twitter link or whatever, but they bombed them back to hell.
Mm-hmm. They normally bomb them on a routine basis, probably every other night.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 6 days ago.
All right. So anyway, so it's flaring up over there again. So again, hopefully that won't escalate. Let's. What happened to Jesse today, by the way?
Oh, Jesse Smollett is indicted, I believe.
Yes. So he got indicted today. So. Thank God. I mean, you can't pull a hoax and say Trump people try to grab him.
Basically faked a hate crime.
Yes.
Like orchestrated it, pre-thought it out, and faked it. And it just goes to show you what the left is willing to do. I mean, they're willing to fabricate events so it draws negative attention towards Trump.
Yeah, I mean, the left is crazy. I mean, you got to see this video. I mean, there's a video here that we have that there was a Trump people trying to register people to vote, and they just go crazy. I mean, there was an incident here in Jacksonville, Florida, that a truck ran over a GOP Republican voter get-out drive. Ran it over here in Jacksonville. So these people are crazy.
Yeah, they're losing their mind, I think, because the possibility of any Democrat beating Trump is slim to none. Right. So I think the people that are out there that have suffered for 4 years under the booming economy, sorry guys, you had to suffer under that, but I mean, they're losing it. College kids are on campuses threatening to beat people up because they're wearing, not even MAGA hats, just the USA one. There was one, the one that it's like a Trump hat, but it's just red and it says USA on it.
Right.
I mean, now that's offensive. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they are, and it's not even, how many more months left for the election?
10 months?
10 months? Oh, well,
Yeah.
9 months. So, yeah, so just think about it. When it gets closer and closer, it's going to get any worse.
And I can't wait for when those results, when they're watching TV and they realize the electoral college works less like it's supposed to, Oh man.
Speaking of electoral college, did you hear about what happened in Virginia today?
Virginia actually is trying to. Oh well, no, that's West Virginia.
They passed 2 laws today. One is to eliminate assault rifles.
Yeah.
And the other one is to eliminate electoral college. So you have to go by the popular vote.
Popular vote, yeah. I don't think that holds up because their state can't trump the electoral college out of. That's a constitutional thing. Like that's a federal constitutional.
Right, it is. So
I think the legality of that is just they're trying to make. This is what's devastating about when you have Democrats dominate the House, the governorship, and everything. Is that they want these wide sweeping, like slash and burn type changes, and they go crazy with the power.
Right.
They can't really ease into anything, and they really go knee-jerk reaction to stuff like this.
Well, I mean, the states can say, popular vote, all the electoral college votes go toward the popular vote. Like Florida does. Florida, if they win the popular vote, all electoral votes go to the candidate who won the popular vote. So they could do that. I don't know what the law states. There's something with that, but I had to read more into it. This came out today. I didn't get in full force to see what happened with that. We might want to talk about in this show. But let's take a look at this leftist here that went crazy. Speaking of leftists, so take a look at this.
All right.
Slash his throat! Every fucking Republican! Suck my fucking balls!
Say that one more time.
Slash Republican throats! Slash fascist throats! Death to fashion!
Have a good one.
I like when she said have a good one.
Yeah, have a good day. Honestly, because he can't have a good day when just the sight of some Trump signs make you want to slash throats.
Right.
I think this is like a smoke test. We're smoking out the people that are really batshit crazy, and they're just coming out of the woodwork now.
I'm telling you, we probably need to build a lot more mental health facilities.
Yeah.
These people definitely need to go into one of those.
Well,
they need some help.
It's funny because they say that guys like me, like I need help. I need re-education. I need some time in a gulag, according to like Bernie supporters. You know what I mean? Like I need to be re-educated. There's no way to fix me. But I'm not out trying to beat people up that have Bernie signs. I mean, these guys are unhinged.
They're crazy. Well, so let's go to the virus. I mean, a little serious matter. It is expanding worldwide. What have you heard, Bill?
Well, I mean, I've heard that China is releasing new numbers, but they're so contested because there are people saying that it's in the tens of thousands. So, like, basically the numbers they release, you just multiply it by 5 or 10, and you probably get close to a real number.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's numbers out there between 50 to 80,000 dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's hundreds of thousands of people affected, if not millions.
Right.
So right now, this is for confirmed people. United States, 13 people are confirmed to have it. No one's died yet. There's on that cruise ship, man, that Princess cruise ship, 39 more people have it. 174 total. I mean, for a cruise ship of 3,700, 174 people have it, and they haven't tested the whole crew or the passengers as well.
Man, I've seen some of those people. Like, you've been on a cruise, you know that there's such a difference between the stateroom and the little like cabin that's in the middle of the ship.
Oh yeah.
All right.
You don't want to be in the cabin of the ship. You want to be on a balcony or
you want to have a balcony with a window. I can't imagine. Those people must be going absolutely crazy being in there for 14 days with no windows and those things are like the size of like a bedroom. That's it.
Yeah, supposedly they're letting those people out for some air on a limited basis.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I would love not to have an inner room. I would need to have a balcony or a suite where I can go out to the veranda and so you can get some air.
I saw a British couple. They were uploading to YouTube talking about the guy's diabetic and he's got to like take his insulin when he eats, and he's got to eat like at a certain time or whatever. And he said like they're not allowed to go out and get food, so they're relying on people to like bring them food,
Right.
you know. And he's having like issues. And he says, luckily, every time he travels, he brings extra insulin just for such occasions. But if they didn't pay the extra like $600 to get the room with the view, he would be going crazy. In like those tiny little rooms, oh my God.
Yeah, it's not a good thing. So that cruise, I tell you what, they're gonna make a movie about that one.
Yeah.
So anyway, so 174 people have it so far. There's 94 new deaths today for the virus, which brings a total of 1,112 confirmed.
I don't know.
And you times that times 10.
I seen an aerial view, a thermal image camera from right around Wuhan. The two crematoriums that they haven't shut off. They're running 24 hours a day, and they're blowing puffs of smoke you could see from space. So I mean, they're burning more bodies than 1,000. So it doesn't add up.
No, I mean they're grabbing them off the street and putting them into vans.
Oh, you don't have a choice anymore.
No, I mean if you think you might have the flu, you're getting into a van. So we do have a video of that, I believe. Let's take a look at that.
Kicking and screaming.
Anyway, they're putting them on vans. Supposedly people who are suspected of being sick, they round them up, take them to quarantine. Yeah,
which quarantine is,
from
what I heard, a death sentence, because they can't treat this. They're out of doctors, they're out of treatments, they're out of everything. And the sad part is the numbers that are coming in of people who were already sick or being treated for things before this virus broke out. They're having some serious problems too. People that were recovering from surgeries, people that were like really, really, anybody can go to the hospital and come out with a staph infection. Now imagine you're recovering from surgery and now the hospital's full of coronavirus. I mean, you got to be crapping bricks.
Yeah, it's not good. So I mean, so 94 deaths today, 1,112 confirmed dead. The Hong Kong expert said that 60-80% of the people will probably get this flu, and 51 people might die.
Yeah, well,
that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So they have, in the United States, they have 10 quarantine camps around the country. I do have a map of that, so let's bring that up. So this is a map showing 10 military bases where they're going to quarantine people if you have the virus. Looks like it's pretty spread out.
Yeah.
Looks like me and you, well, you probably go to Washington. No, you probably go to
Newark.
New Jersey.
I go to Newark Airport. Yay.
Yes, so good. Yeah. And I'll be headed over to Atlanta. So that's where we're going to go if we get the virus.
Yeah, well, Atlanta has, all those. I remember Alex Jones broke it that there's 60,000 plastic sealed caskets just ready for something like this. So
Right, exactly.
that's good.
Is it a Denver airport there? No, Denver airport is not there, so a big conspiracy theory about the Denver airport. You know
Yeah,
about this.
yeah, oh yeah. The underneath, yeah.
Yes. So anyway, so there is a breakthrough though. There is a drug that somebody from Washington State took. He recovered, and they're also trying it in China. So that's good news.
Yeah, the thing that I heard is that there are antiviral drugs and cocktails that they use for HIV that are working, but they're in such limited supply. They're not something that is mass produced, and some people that actually have HIV are now worried that they're not going to get their drugs because the coronavirus is going to take their drugs, and it's a chain reaction, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So we got breaking news, by the way. Andrew Yang said he's dropping out of the race.
Well, the Yang gang is going to be very upset. There's at least a dozen of those guys that follow Andrew Yang all over the country, man.
Right.
And they basically go out and hustle for donations so he can fly to the next destination. He really is a guy who flies coach, Bernie, actually, not to get off of the Yang thing, Bernie has racked up over 400,000 miles on a private jet.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Socialism. So he's so full of crap at this.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, well, a man of my stature has to fly private. There's certain things security-wise that need to be taking place. I can't just be waiting in line at the airport. I know you understand.
Right. We need to play that clip where he's in China. Where he's in Russia. You seen that clip?
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of them. There's one where he's got his shirt off and he's drunk as a skunk, drinking vodka straight out of the bottle. You ever seen that one? That was his honeymoon, I think.
Right. Yeah, that's great. Oh man. So I was looking for results of the election. I don't see any yet.
No.
So I was hoping they would be out before the show would end. So Drudge has it up now. It says it's Sanders 27, Mayor Pete 22, and Amy at 20. And Yang drops out. So anyway.
I can't imagine where Pete is getting this momentum from, because he was dying on the vine 2 weeks ago.
Right. There was a video out. This lady went in to vote for him. Then she learned that he was gay, and then she wanted to retract her vote. So there's a video out of that. No big deal, but I don't care if he's gay or not. But still, there's a video of that. But anyway, so Bernie wins, looks like, and they're going to South Carolina. What are your projections on for South Carolina?
I just really don't see the South embrace, even Southern Democrats. I don't see them embracing the Bernie type of, package. I'll call it a Bernie package. In the debate, he was so honest about what he really wants to do. I think it was a Freudian slip. He said this country law enforcement is racist from top to bottom, and something drastic is going to have to be done about that. And it harkens to in Russia when they had the revolution and they had their cops that were going to go out and kill the bad quote unquote cops, and then they started killing people, and that's how they Lenin just killed his way into power. And it's so apparent that there's only one way to really implement this kind of drastic slash and burn type of government. Feeling the burn, get it? But, he really doesn't care. Right now he's playing the soft game, but once someone like that gets in power, it's the hard game where now people have to be sacrificed and people become just objects.
Right. Yeah.
That's why the death toll in communism and socialism is so freaking high.
Yeah, because they weed out the competition.
Not only any dissenters. Yeah. So democracy goes out the window once you let them in. They're like vampires.
Yeah. Well, that's the reason why China is able to contain the virus, because they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they can throw people in vans and dig ditches. And that hospital, that 6-day hospital or whatever, just like kind of I'm not going to say I predicted it. They don't have enough staff for that thing.
No.
So it's just a big, it's amazing they pulled it off, but
Right. Yeah, it was kind of feat for 6 days to build a hospital.
yeah.
So anyway, so your projection for South Carolina, who's going to win? Tell me who's going to win.
Honestly, I can't imagine Pete having momentum. I can't imagine Bernie getting momentum. I'm thinking maybe Biden's going down there early because Biden likes to play the Southern boy role. He really does. He fakes those accents and he goes down there and he'll be like, you know what I had this morning? I had me some fish and grits, and man, it's really good down here in South Carolina. Like, he loves to play that role until somebody gets up and challenges him, and then he'll call him like a dog face cowboy turd or whatever he called that lady. I mean,
Right.
he's probably going to actually have more momentum than anybody in the South.
Right. Well, I think it's going to be a tight race between Biden, Pete, and Bernie. We'll see who wins. I don't know if Bloomberg is registered. He should be registered for South Carolina, right?
I don't think he wants to. I think he just wants to hang on the outskirts and play the money role. And he's smashing the television, honestly. Like MSNBC, I tell you, I put it on because I like to keep an eye on what's being said and what angle they're on. He is like every other commercial on MSNBC. He's killing it.
Oh wow.
He's spending a ton of money.
Wow. Well, we'll see what happens. So that's the show tonight. I mean, do you have any final thoughts? Any last words?
No, I'm just looking forward to the actual election. These Democrats, it doesn't matter who they pick. I'm super confident.
Oh yeah, Trump will win. I don't see there's any way that he would not win. So
any one of those clowns gets nominated, and he's just going to destroy him. It's just it's so simple.
I just can't wait for the debate. That'd be just wonderful.
Yeah. Well, I want to see Mike Bloomberg in a debate because he asked for a box to stand on.
Well, he's going to have a box. I mean, he's so short.
He can't see
How
it
short
over
is he?
I think he's 4'11".
No way. Really?
Wow. I think so. I get a lot of stuff off Twitter, but I'm pretty sure he's 4'11".
Okay. Well, he's going to have to get a box then because
he can't stand behind those podiums. I think the podiums are 4 foot.
Oh wow. Oh well, we'll see what happens. So I can't wait till the debates and whoever the final outcome would be for the Democrat Party, either it's Hillary or Bernie or whoever, because I think Hillary's might jump in at the last minute and try to take over. But we'll see what happens. And so I appreciate you watching the show tonight. We're on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And keep on the update of the virus. We'll know what's going on, and then we'll keep you tuned to what's going on with the election. So good night, and have a safe one.
Wow.
We need to change her out to Bernie. What do you think?
Oh yeah, we can. I made a shorter one. I sent it to you.
Did you?
I can only send it to Zoom because of the size of it.
Okay.
So it's in like the Zoom chat.
All right, I'll take a look at it. We'll put it on. Because she's so scary. She's too scary.
They're all scary. The one I made is pretty scary too.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, I cut it down to like a minute 12, I think it is.
Okay.